Hey guys, it's Carolee. I just want to share an extra little mini episode with you every single week because I want you to know that it's possible to do this thing called living your best life and doing the thing that lights you up while being a busy mom. And I want to give you a little bit of a background, behind the scenes look at what's going on in my actual life and how I am doing this, how I'm doing the things that light me up and being a mom at the same time. So I'm going to tell you about what's going on in my life and the lessons that I'm learning. Take a listen. Happy Friday. I hope that you're having a marvelous day today. I wanted to make the topic of this episode perfectionism and how it's so important that we realize that we can show up as we are, that we have so much value in whatever state that we are in at any given moment. Because it's really easy for us to go through life getting ready to show up for people and even for ourselves. And I personally do this a lot where I'm preparing myself to show up for the world, in whether that's physically by getting dressed and putting on makeup and making sure that my outfit and my presentation is right for whatever scenario I'm about to be in, because I'm really all about that. So this is something I super struggle with, but also emotionally. Am I an emotional wreck right now? Or am I matching the vibe of whatever event or party or thing that I'm about to step into? And I have a hard time just showing up in whatever mental state that I'm in. Certainly I have a hard time showing up in whatever physical state I'm in, but I've been noticing more and more, especially as things don't always go my way, especially recently. I've been noticing how I have a hard time showing up when I'm an emotional wreck. And my go-to is to want to curl up in a ball and disappear somewhere until I'm happy again. Until I am sunshine and rainbows and everything's sparkly, because I feel like that's what people have come to expect from me. And that's not always life, is it? But what's really incredible that I've come to discover is that the people who love you, and first of all, there's a whole lot more of them than you think there are. There's so many more people who love you deeply than you give credit for. All right? They love you no matter how you show up, and they just want you to show up in any condition, no matter what's going on. They just want you to be there. And when you show up in whatever state you're in, they're going to lift you. They're going to help you see your life from a different perspective. They're going to help you see things more clearly. They're just going to help you so much. And they can't help you if you aren't willing to show up. And what an incredible thing that is, to start to realize that you actually do have a community and that you are actually valuable no matter what is going on, no matter how much of a mess you are. Because the big secret is that all of us feel like we're a total mess most of the time. In case you didn't know this, most of us feel like we are just falling apart at the seams. A lot of times we feel like nothing's going the way that we plan. We feel like a hot mess, including me. It's like the smooth surface of the water, like a duck sitting on the water. You know how the duck sits there and it looks like it's doing just fine, like it's just floating there doing great, and under the surface it's paddling like mad trying to stay afloat. I'm pretty sure that all of us feel like that we are paddling as fast as we possibly can to try to stay afloat. You'll have to let me know if what I'm saying is resonating with you, but that's what I've come to see. And what happens when we start letting other people in on this secret of ours that, hey, not everything is calm under the surface. It's a wreck down here. You know, in reality, I'm not feeling calm. In reality, I don't have it all together. In reality, I'm struggling, and I'm wishing, that everyone would like me, and that my house wasn't messy, and that my kids were doing better, and that I was doing better. All the different things that we worry about in our lives. It's kind of universal. As soon as we start revealing those things about ourselves, we start to realize that we're not alone. And as soon as we start to authentically share that deep part of ourselves, we get arms wrapped around us so quickly. And those arms help lift us in the most beautiful ways. But it starts with us realizing that it's safe to show up. It's safe to show up messy. It's safe to show up authentically. And it's safe to show up imperfectly. It's safe to be like, you know what? I actually don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm actually just winging this whole adult thing. I'm still looking for that adultier adult to show me how to do this thing at every single age, right? Isn't that all of us? Like, where's the adultier adult to show me how to do this thing called life? Because I'm still not quite sure. And the thing is that life changes so rapidly that even the adultier adults that we look to are going, wait a minute, everything has changed in the world around me. And so they're not sure either. Like, it's all, I heard this once and now I use it all the time, that life likes to get lifey. And it's such a fun way to say that life's unpredictable. Things are changing all the time, and life's a roller coaster, right? Like, things are constantly out of our control, and the more that we try to force, people to like us or force things to go our way, the worse things kind of turn out for us. And therein lies my problem, because I can tell you right now that I am a total professional at trying the hardest. I am the very best at being the one who tries the hardest. And it turns out that you don't win any medals for that, because that's not what works. Trying the hardest it actually backfires quite a lot. And the thing that we really, really need in our lives more than anything is trust and surrender. We have to trust that God's actually looking out for us and surrender to His will. And as soon as we start doing that, it's like, oh, there's the magic that I've been looking for all along. We have to trust that we're allowed to have fun in our lives, that we're allowed to rest, that we are allowed to exist just as we are. We're allowed to be silly and playful and human. We're allowed to be human all over the place. We're allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed to say sorry and try again. All of it. We're allowed to have every emotion and feel every single thing and try all the things and then pick the ones that feel right. We get to have the full experience in this life. And we get to stop making ourselves wrong for having it. Like, this life is here for us to have joy and to learn from all these things that we're experiencing. And so that's the lesson I'm learning, is that I need to have more fun. And what does that mean? I'm not totally sure. What's fun? I am exploring that more and more. I think for me, it means more music. I haven't been allowing myself to just have fun singing without it being like a productive project in so long. So I'm working on that. Usually the things I'm doing are all about productivity, and that's not really a great way to live your life. Like, we need to just be creative and have fun without it having some monetary end goal. Like, you get to just be, right? Did you know this? I hope you know this. And if not, let me teach it to you. You get to just have fun and just be. Like, it's valuable for you to just spend some time in your day having fun. And when you do things that are not productive, just for the joy of them, the time that you do spend being productive will be more productive. You'll be so filled because you spent some time filling your soul that you'll be more patient with your kids and your coworkers and all the other people around you, and you'll be able to help fill their souls, and you'll be able to be more productive in your work and all the other things. But it starts with filling your own soul, filling your own bucket, doing those things that you have to do for you. So show up authentically. Be willing to face all the parts of yourself that are kind of ugly. Because guess what? Those are valuable parts too. The, angry, lustful, filthy, screaming, yelling, gross parts of you, those parts have value. There's value in the contrast of life. We need all those parts of ourselves to be allowed to exist, because it's only when we allow them a seat at the table, and it's only when we allow our full selves to exist and stop resisting our humanity, that we can start to move forward and to start really truly loving our whole selves and seeing how that contrast has helped us to grow and become better over time. Because if you didn't have any contrast, how would you grow? You wouldn't know any different. You wouldn't know any better. Like, we need contrast in our lives, or everything would be gray, right? There wouldn't be any color. We'd have to have the black and the white, right? We've got to have the contrast in our world so that we can see things clearly. So that's my message, is that we want to see every color that you have inside of you. We want to see all the parts of you. Okay? They're all valuable. Every single shade, the no makeup days, the didn't brush your hair days, the I'm a sobbing heap on the floor days. All of those parts of you are valuable. They all get to exist. They all get to be, and the more that you can show those parts of yourself love, the better your life's going to be. So start showing up. Show up to your life, because today's your life. Don't wait for some future date to live. Today's the day to live. Have an amazing Friday, guys.